2026年 NBA 自由市场最大悬念终于揭晓，超级巨星勒布朗·詹姆斯正式签约费城76人队。这位4届 MVP、4届总冠军得主，在沉默了整整24天之后，以一份仅800万美元的老将底薪合约做出了他职业生涯最后的决定。ESPN 名嘴史蒂芬 A 史密斯直呼震撼中的震撼。资深记者沙姆斯查拉尼亚爆料詹皇曾认真考虑退役，而前球星乾历克柏金斯更语出惊人的表示，这不是一份2年合约，而是一份终身合约。究竟是什么让詹姆斯放弃克里夫兰的归乡之路和迈阿密的浪漫回忆，选择了费城这支拥有杰伦·布朗、泰里斯、马克西和乔尔·恩比德的76人队？真能圆他的第5冠之梦吗？接下来我们就透过中文字幕来收看这段精彩内容。
We have breaking news here on First Take. According to Shams, LeBron James is signing with the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year, $8 million deal with a player option. This comes after more than 20 days since he announced that he will be leaving the Los Angeles Lakers to play the next chapter of his career somewhere else. Wow. Stephen A., we knew it was coming soon. We did not know it was coming today. Your initial reaction to LeBron joining forces with Jaylen Brown and company in Philly?
Shock, because I thought that if he was going back east, he would go home, that he wouldn't dangle his availability in the face of the Cleveland Cavaliers and then go somewhere else. For him to choose the Philadelphia 76ers, this is a shock among shockers. And I think that this speaks to Bob Myers, the architect, the former 4-time champion executive for the Golden State Warriors, being in Philly now and having him there, who went out and pulled off a heist as far as most of us are concerned in getting Jaylen Brown. So now you got Jaylen Brown, okay, who's big time, obviously, with Tyrese Maxey, who's big time. You got him with VJ Edgecombe, who shined as a rookie and's got tremendous potential. And now you're looking at it, if Joel Embiid is 50%, I mean, if he can give you anything during the playoffs, the Philadelphia 76ers could win the championship. I think this right here puts the Philadelphia 76ers right there with the New York Knicks as the favorites in the Eastern Conference to come out of the East and represent the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals. That's how big this move is, because LeBron is a savant. His basketball IQ is off the charts. And you combine that with the greatness of a Jaylen Brown and a Tyrese Maxey, with the leadership that Bob Myers has emanating from above as the executive for this team. I don't think there's any question. The Philadelphia 76ers. I'm shocked by this. The Philadelphia 76ers are now in play to be a championship favorite. You know, one of the top 4 teams in San Antonio, Oklahoma City, New York Knicks, Philadelphia 76ers. And not necessarily in that order. They're the top 4 teams. Philadelphia 76ers are a championship favorite right now.
Bob Myers went on a podcast with Rich Paul and was very adamant that his pitch to LeBron James, Stephen A., was that this is the best place to win, Philly that is. Do you think for this stage of his career, season 24, does the Philadelphia 76ers give LeBron the best chance to go add another title?
Well, I don't think it would have given him a better chance than San Antonio or OKC. Let's be very clear about that. But I think when you look, and I think that had he gone to the Knicks, it would have been the same thing. But to be in Philadelphia, Jaylen Brown was an MVP candidate. Jaylen Brown is a star in this game. And Tyrese Maxey is something special to behold. Make no mistake about it. And VJ Edgecombe is a gifted young player as well. Their backcourt is set for years to come. Between Maxey, Edgecombe, and Jaylen Brown, the Sixers do not have a backcourt issue. They have an elite backcourt. To add LeBron James, who, by the way, this is one of the things that we have to pay attention to. Do y'all understand that LeBron James played 5 positions? He played center last year at times. He's played 5 different positions last year. 5. That's what he brings to the table. This dude is 6'9", 260. He can guard multiple positions. He can play any position on the floor. And the fact that you have that kind of ability, with that kind of basketball IQ, with the kind of leadership, with the credentials that he has to go along with all of that, I can't say enough about it. The fact of the matter is the Philadelphia 76ers are in an elite place, and to watch them get the brakes beat off of them by the New York Knicks in the playoffs this past year when they got swept, to see them take hold of this by elevating Bob Myers. And what does he do? Before you've had an opportunity to pass gas, this dude goes out and acquires Jaylen Brown and now LeBron James. It's a sensational job on his part. There is no denying it. It's unbelievable that he pulled this off, and major props to him.
Talk about a Friday.
Selected the Sixers to utilize his services on a 2-year, $8 million deal with a player option. That Abbott Elementary episode with him and Jaylen Brown is going to go absolutely nuts. So again, with LeBron in the fold, Philly comes into next season, 4 players who averaged 20-plus points per tilt last season. By adding Braun and Brown, the Sixers are now the first team to add 2 former NBA Finals MVPs in the same offseason. David Miniman and Kevin Nagandi joining us now. Kev, appreciate you allowing us to hold down the set today, but I imagine this is a dang good day to be just a Sixers fan and not have to even try to contain yourself in this here studio. So how are you feeling about the pickup?
It's incredible. My favorite Sixers team of all time was 1983, when the Sixers won it all. And they had to bring in Moses. And immediately when I thought of this LeBron James thing off the Jaylen Brown trade, it was like, you need some help. And Joel Embiid has needed help for quite some time. They tried to pair him up, of course, in the past with Ben Simmons, then James Harden, then the emergence of Tyrese Maxey. Now the idea that they have Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, and now Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, it just helps a guy like Joel Embiid. And they're going to run. They're going to run the floor and help Tyrese Maxey and VJ on the wings. And LeBron's going to be the facilitator. I mean, the way he has found a way to help in so many elements, not just as a shooter, but to get the entire offense involved, I think it's just going to help Tyrese Maxey tenfold here down the road as developing as a champion. So I'm beyond pumped. Think about this. If you go back to Philadelphia sports through the years, the Phillies had to get Pete Rose to win a world championship. They had to get Moses Malone for the Sixers to win a world championship. They had to get Saquon Barkley to win a Super Bowl, the Eagles. And now you add this. I'm trying to not to get too excited, but there's a lot of hope.
Let's go.
I mean, and that was then 2-time MVP Moses Malone teaming up with Dr. J and Maurice Cheeks. This is 4-time MVP LeBron. And Dave, you also grew up in Philly. You've covered LeBron a lot. From your perspective, what does Bron's addition mean for this franchise?
Yeah, well, Phil, first of all, we can look forward to the Abbott Elementary Halloween episode where Kinta Brunson takes the James Harden beard, cuts it down, and you can be LeBron. That's an easy fix right there. But really what it means for LeBron is he gets to go to a sports-obsessed city with a chance not just to win a championship, and all championships are special, but not all championships are created equal. Kevin will tell you, the 2008 Phillies championship, erasing a 25-year drought for the city of Philadelphia in terms of all pro sports championships, was as special as it gets. LeBron already erased a 52-year championship drought with the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2016. If he can erase a 43-year drought for the franchise of the 76ers and allow the hoop heads, the Big Five fans, the true basketball people in Philadelphia to experience something that, quite frankly, many of them have not experienced in their lifetime, that will carry a little bit more weight as his 5th championship. And, that is something, when LeBron thinks about legacy, when LeBron thinks about storytelling, that's something that's a part of this decision here.
Okay, so Kev, Dave put it as a sports-obsessed city. But you know what he means by that when he talks about the Philly fans. So what can we expect as far as the reception goes from the city of brotherly love?
Dave knows it. Dave's a basketball guy. The city of Philadelphia is actually a sneaky good basketball town with the Big Five and how much. I mean, shoot, they brought out those black jerseys to honor Allen Iverson's 2001 team, a team that lost to the Lakers in the finals. Can you imagine if they actually won that series? They still celebrate that Game 1 victory with Iverson. So to me, if he were to end this drought after 43 years, I know he's crowned the king in Cleveland. He's so well respected in Miami. I mean, he would be next level in Philadelphia. They would adore him the same way they adore Moses, the same way they adore Saquon Barkley. You made us a champ. And by the way, like, I want to give a shout out to Mike Gansey. Like, this is his first year in the offseason. This is what he does for a first impression. And Bob Myers and putting this team together, and Josh Harris with the blessing. It is quite amazing how this team has transformed and where Philly was over the last decade, the idea of trusting the process. And now you look up and you're like, oh, you got Jaylen Brown? And you also got LeBron James pairing up now with a team that just ran out of gas. If Joel just stays in shape and gives you 50 games, and LeBron, just watch the usage rate later in the spring and how things change and how this team can run the floor. And Tyrese doesn't have tired legs in April and May. I just can't wait, boys. And by the way, they will be kings forever in this city if they were to win a title. Boy. Trust me.
And one of those impossibly small world things, Mike Gansey was the runner-up for 2001 Mr. Ohio basketball to LeBron James. Bron went on to three-peat and get some other accolades. Dave, this though here, Bron to Philly was a surprise. Plus 700 at the sportsbooks this morning. Reporting angle on this, who do you think played a major role in him becoming a Sixer?
If you want to go way back, you can point to Moses Malone, one of LeBron's first mentors. Before LeBron played his first NBA game in Sacramento on the road with the Cavaliers, he got lunch in a hotel in Sacramento with Moses Malone. How about the full circle story of that? But the current Sixer, you got to give credit to Tyrese Maxey. LeBron's been working out with Tyrese over the last several summers. He's one of his not just favorite players in the league, but favorite people. They both are represented by Rich Paul and Clutch Sports. And you think about what LeBron was able to win with in 2016 with a great guard that could take the ball and do many things with it in Kyrie Irving. He can kind of replicate that style of play and be willingly to be off the ball when you're putting the ball in the hands of someone like Tyrese Maxey. So a ton of credit to Maxey, but Jaylen Brown and Joel Embiid were also calling up LeBron saying, come to Philly.
Yeah, and everything going up and to the right for Maxey. Averaged career highs in points, rebounds, assists, and minutes last season. Kev, we'll let you get back to partying. Dave-O, thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Love you forever. Northeast Ohio will always be home. Our senior insider, Shams Charania, joins us now after breaking this story earlier today. And Shams, we just heard a little bit of James in his own words on what his motivation was to join the Philadelphia 76ers. But behind the scenes, peeling back the curtain a little bit, what was this process like and how did he land on Philly?
Malika, LeBron James literally put the money where his mouth is, right? Because early in the process, it was very apparent that he wanted to decide on a team where he found happiness, a chance to win a championship and compete at a high level, that this was not going to be a money-driven decision, which is what I told you back at Wimbledon about 25 days ago. And literally, he signs for the veteran minimum contract, the lowest amount that he can go for, 2 years, $8 million with a player option for that potential 25th historic season. And this is weeks of a recruitment by the 76ers. Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, both recruited him. Jaylen Brown also communicated virtually with his agent, Rich Paul, as well in the last several weeks to try to see if they can get on the same page. But we know Bob Myers, 10 years ago, got Kevin Durant's commitment. Now, 10 years later, gets LeBron James's commitment. Mike Gansey, their new president of basketball operations, he played with LeBron James, against LeBron James back in high school. So that relationship goes deep. He was also an executive with the Cavaliers. But the last hurdle, I'm told, Malika, this week for LeBron James was getting the family on board. His wife, Savannah, his daughter, Zuri, Bronny, and Bryce, his two young sons, now he's going to be playing on the East Coast. This is a complete family change for them. Over the last 8 years, he's been playing in LA. Now he's going to be on the East Coast. So getting them all in one vicinity was very important. This week, he was able to spend in Los Angeles with his family after getting, he's been doing the Cavaliers reunion trip. He was in New York for events. Yeah. He was in Puerto Rico hanging out with Draymond Green. And so he's able to get his family on board and decides to sign with the Sixers.
Yeah, it's not quite as poetic to be next to Richard Jefferson making that decision. It's much better to be able to be with your family and really be able to decide and discuss, and that is what LeBron James has done. Shams, thank you for that insight. We're going to be checking back in with you a little bit later here in the show. I want to welcome in Brian Windhurst and Kendrick Perkins as well here. And there's something poetic, gentlemen, maybe about waiting 24 days, 24 years to sign this. I'm not sure whether or not that was his intention, but Brian, we have been waiting for this for quite some time. When it finally came through, sir, your reaction was what?
Well, it was a surprising decision, but it was a simple decision. And he gave us all the information we really need in his statement. First off, he named his final three. He didn't phrase it that way, but he made a comment to Cleveland and made a comment to Miami and chose Philly. So I think we can say with confidence that those were his final three. And he made it clear that winning a championship in 27 was his number one priority. Now, I know that that's basic. I say it's surprising, but it's simple. That's a basic thing that a free agent would want, but nowhere was it defined what happiness meant. And he also said that home wasn't a priority. So if winning is a priority and home is not a priority, you can kind of see how he got to Philadelphia. And I think one of the important things here is this is obviously going to be a difficult transition, not only going coast to coast. He's joining a team that has a whole bunch of other guys who are going to think they're going to be centerpiece players. The same situation would have been true in Cleveland. The difference is in Philadelphia, he has a basis of a relationship with both Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. He's known Tyrese Maxey his whole career because of the Clutch Sports connection. So I think if you look at it from those two things, the decision sort of explains.
Kendrick Perkins, I'm here in Chicago for WNBA All-Star Weekend. I was standing in the room. Asia Wilson is over on my right. Caitlin Clark is on my left. When the notification from Shams Charania and the news came through. And my mouth, even though I was expecting it, I wasn't surprised and I was shocked. And it was interesting to see the best players in the world react to the greatest player that this generation has ever seen making a decision for the final time. I know that this caught you off guard as well.
Well, think about it, Malika. You were watching Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark, and I'm in a basketball gym with 2,500 people, and everybody's sitting up here trying to ask me questions about the decision. So the whole world is on fire right now. And excuse my dress code, okay? I tried the best that I could. I know I usually come better than this, but listen, if my first thought is that I wanted to say, you know what, this is not bad. Matter of fact, this puts Philly right there up with the New York Knicks, right? They're going to be looking eye to eye with them. My second thought was how big of a loss for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we could dive into that later on. But then I looked and I said, oh, LeBron James have an effect on Joel Embiid? Joel Embiid, this is what he has been waiting on. He has been waiting on a guy like LeBron James to come in and not only play alongside of him, but be a mentor to him. I believe that we're going to see the best version of Joel Embiid because of LeBron James. LeBron James' IQ and what he brings to the table, what he brings off the floor, how to be a professional, how to take care of your body. We're going to see a different version of Joel Embiid, but also Malika, Wendy, you know when I get to thinking, right? I thought about this. This is not a 2-year deal that LeBron James signed. This is a lifetime deal that LeBron James signed. See, everything LeBron James and Rich Paul do is strategically planned out for the future, right? And so I've got to thinking about their relationship with Josh Harris. I got to thinking about all the teams that Josh Harris owned, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Washington Commanders, right? And then I got to thinking about, LeBron James, after basketball, wants to be an owner. LeBron James loved the business side of it. How do you get in the business? You start by developing a relationship right now. So yes, he does want to compete for a championship, but this is bigger than just this 2-year, $8 million deal.
But you're so right, Perk, that when you're talking about the here and the now, Joel Embiid is certainly at the.
勒布朗·詹姆斯以底薪加盟费城76人，这无疑是2026年 NBA 休赛期最具话题性和争议性的一笔签约。从表面上看，一位4届 MVP 接受老将底薪 （Veteran Minimum） 似乎是史无前例的降维打击。 但仔细分析，这每一步都是经过精密计算的。首先，76人的阵容深度确实令人期待。杰伦·布朗是上赛季的 MVP 候选人，泰里斯·马克西场均得分、助攻、篮板全面刷新生涯新高。VJ 埃及库姆新秀赛季就展现了惊人的转换进攻能力。ESPN 数据显示，马克西、詹姆斯、布朗和埃及库姆4人全部位列联盟转换进攻得分前列 Transition Scoring Leaders。这支球队的快攻火力堪称联盟顶级，但挑战同样巨大。温德霍斯特一针见血地指出，这4位顶级转换进攻球员中，唯独乔尔·恩比德不适合跑快攻，而季后赛 Playoffs 打的是半场阵地战，恩比德的健康和状态将成为这支球队能否走到最后的关键变量。另外，4位核心球员上赛季的球权使用率 Usage Rate 没有一个低于 25%， 场上只有1颗球。化学反应的磨合将是漫长而艰辛的过程。最耐人寻味的是白金斯的那句话：这不是2年合约，这是终身合约。詹姆斯一直梦想退役后成为 NBA 球队老板，而76人老板乔森·哈里斯同时拥有华盛顿指挥官，对这层人脉关系的商业价值远超800万美元合约本身。这就是为什么我们说詹姆斯从来不只是一个篮球运动员，他是一位精明的商业战略家。各位球迷朋友，你们认为76人能否打破43年的冠军荒？詹姆斯与恩比德的组合究竟是梦幻搭档，还是潜在的化学反应隐患？欢迎在下方评论区留言分享你的看法。感谢大家收看本期影片。詹姆斯的最后决定已经揭晓，但76人的冠军之路才刚刚开始。别忘了点赞、订阅频道并开启小铃铛。我们下期再见。